The Last Stage by Louise Voss, published by Orenda Books and set in Surrey, England. So Meredith, in the 1980s and 90s, was a really successful singer with the band Cohen. They travelled the world, they were all really well known, and she was a public figure who was also very well known. But in the mid-1990s, she was severely attacked and she had her hand damaged, and even now it still hasn't recovered. Her perpetrator of that attack was never found. She is now running the gift shop at Minstead House, which is a rambling pile, like the National Trust, somewhere in the heart of Surrey, England. And she's very happy, she keeps her head down and she just gets on with her very, very quiet life, living in a fairly remote cottage on the grounds of the house. She gradually becomes aware that there are kind of odd things happening. You know, flowers have been snipped off outside her house and various other little pointers that make her feel really unsettled. And of course, she starts in her mind to link back to her attack in the 1990s and that the perpetrator was never caught. Could he or she still be on the loose and targeting her? There is a slight error of judgment when she decides to sleep with Ralph, who's the estate manager and also the husband of her good friend Paula, in the ice house in the grounds. And it turns out to be a rather unfortunate choice because he is found dead. Yes, he is found dead, and only minutes after they've had intercourse. She is in a bit of a quandary because she really doesn't want to admit that she slept with her best friend's husband. Yet there is what seems to be a murder on hand, but suddenly the body disappears and the police have to get involved, and it's a very tense time for her to work out what she's going to say and what will be believed. With murders and a disappearing body, one might be thinking Midsummer Murders at Minstead House, but in fact that would be erroneous. It's a much grittier, more detailed and more investigative storyline. So there isn't much bucolic about this book. The author melds the past, which influences the present and the present story very nicely, brings them nicely, dovetails them together, and it makes for quite a cohesive read that I think will have you gripped. So don't take my word for it. Pick up your own copy of The Last Stage by Louise Voss, published by Orenda Books. It had me gripped. I read it over a couple of days, and I always kind of sneaked in a few extra pages when I could. So enjoy.